They look at really close articles.
Around, so. I don't know if that's accurate. Yeah, you heard from him? He's been texting me today, but I got it.
How are you?
Don't get it.
What's going on?
Oh, nothing, I do, you want to find me, I want to give you a hug. Did you get my message?
I was calling. That would do.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I did already. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't think you would send it out.
I just sent it to my girl.
Like,
Because we had for 3 people and I submitted 5.
Yeah.
And I said, I think you need me to sit down.
Some of the-
But I feel like you're funding it there was like a formula everybody's. I guess the name of the best thing.
Yeah.
And we're turning goal and speak for everybody.
That's cool. Awesome.
Be there. No, I will be there, but I also present usually like 5 different places, so I hope I can, like I actually facilitate. Like I am like I am the moderator.
It's the ice cream part of
Yeah.
But what am I doing here? Pizza time, pizza. This one, I don't know. How to do something. I don't know. No, Yes. It's.
I've heard, sorry, I have. And I said, well, why? And they're like.
Okay.
You seriously are going with me.
It's like there's root beer parties.
I'm like, it's not like.
There is a weird place out there, yeah, so it's like raw root beer things. I did.
Oh, okay.
We would definitely love a good root beer float. Just saying, and when was the last time you had one is the second question. Because there was like middle school for me.
It's been a long.
Like, they don't plug into.
I just, this feels like, I don't know, like, really out there, like.
They don't understand about it.
I'm with you, Lex. Last time I had one was, my wife and I went to Cumberland Falls. Over the fall break. And they had a snack shack down there around the falls. And they have really good food with them.
Thank you. I was gonna get some like grape and orange soda, because it was like just a beer run and I got some medicine.
Oh, yeah. You can't talk about
Yeah,
it.
there's nothing right,
Just our,
Sprite float.
You gotta plug into this.
our natural behavior for most people.
Right. Oh, yeah,
It's
funny.
like,
I don't know where, yeah, but sure. Oh, yes, I do.
All right.
I'm gonna squeeze out there, but then I'm gonna squeeze back in and just.
Alan, could you speed up our lobby people?
I told them 2 seconds ago, I said, we gonna come in here, they just kept laughing.
Is that a Riviera flow?
Yes. We mixed it up a little bit today, we did our little pizza.
You guys couldn't got there way too early, so we stuck it in the ice chair.
Well, can we speed this up so I can?
Yeah.
I won't take very long this time.
Right.
I won't take very long this time, like the last
Did
time.
that bill work out, the contingency one?
He is, it is, current place under contract, so. I'm not feeling right now, I'll go ahead and
Okay,
get
you
that.
just want to get me when you hear me.
Yeah.
Well, now the.
From the same-
But that's the.
Oh, you're very.
Oh, wait.
Everybody can vote on anything.
Right.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Happy to have everybody here on this gloomy Thursday. We do have birthdays, so if you see any of these folks, make sure you say happy birthday. I know Stevens is tomorrow for sure. But if you see any of these folks, make sure you share your birthday wishes with them. We got some work anniversary. Hey Marie, been here in Co-Owens Commonwealth for a year, Bo 10 years. We got some John Bentley, he was here. There he is. Oh, hey. 4th year. How's it going, Lee?
It's going, man.
All right, we got some newcomers. We got Mary Mulholland, John Anderson, and James Coleman. Sheila Royston. Welcome, James. Your first team meeting, I think.
Yep.
I'm Joseph. Excited to meet you. Let's see some bucket bills. This is where we get to shout out people who are helping us in our business and in our life. And we get to give them some of the praise that they deserve. Any bucket bills? I don't move on until I get 3. Go ahead, Anne Marie.
I'm gonna fill Hallie's bucket for helping me get some slides together.
Yeah, great work, Hallie.
Hallie.
I know she stays busy. All right, who else? Go ahead, Brian.
I can thank Scott and John for closed business
Let's go.
last.
There we go.
Several.
And you know what's great about that? You have to have business to be able to use Brian, right? So. That's Scott. No. Oh, that's a big deal.
You too, sorry.
Can I send you something?
A long while ago.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Long
I
time ago.
appreciate it. Somebody asked me, I always push it out. Yeah.
All right, what's up, John? What's your bucket?
Kristen really helped me. I was having trouble figuring out how to do the mailing labels.
Okay.
At an event. And he helped me with that and some other Google stuff.
Well, good. I'm glad you was able to help.
He probably saved me 4 or 5 hours. No, it didn't take him that long. It didn't take much time for him.
Okay. All right, Nora, what's your
I have
bucket?
one for Lexi. She's
Okay.
just been in the corner with this
Hmm.
new admin meeting, so.
Shout out to Kate.
Shout out to Kate.
Kate's been coming
Me on.
Been the grind.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
love it.
3 months of my life back, so.
There you
I love
go.
it. Yeah.
Great job. Hiring an admin is a massive deal. It's a big deal. So congratulations. Anybody else? Any more bucket bills?
Oh, sorry.
Dar's got a phone call. All right, we want to celebrate our cappers. We believe our culture is what we celebrate, and we are going to celebrate our cappers. Rita Jones cap, she is a beast. If you have any questions around, if you have any questions around land or farms, read into your gap. First closing, shout out to Catalyst and Senior Brashear. Have the first closing of Catalyst Commonwealth, that's a big deal. He hasn't been licensed too long and he's been busy. Jessica is in the room, congratulations. Let's go, shout out to you, and you can show it up, we got a little man in the house.
Real estate too.
Yeah, Debbie Smith, she's also one of our new agents, she's also closed some business, I don't think the license 2 months. So, we've got some new folks, burning midnight oil. We have had people who have referred agents, and we've grown, Lauren Blankenship is one of our growth partners this past month. And so are Crystal and Curtis Brown, they are out in our Stanford office and they do a great job sending with folks to grow their company. All right, what's new in the market center? We've got some stuff coming up that I think is important for you all to be aware of. We have a class this Saturday being taught by none other than your very own Sheridan Sims and Dustin. It's leveraging AI in your business, right? This is a class you don't want to miss. Tomorrow, we are going to be working on decorating the market center for Christmas. If you've seen some of the purple come down, that's because we're about to get some red, gold, and green to go up. We've got a lot of cool things coming down the pipe. In December with the holiday party, which is with Santa, the market center needs to be lively, and we're looking for some help. I'll be providing lunch for that tomorrow, so we're gonna have some fun, decorate, eat lunch together, and we get some good fellowship. Highway 2024, the deadline for that is today. So you need to talk to Hallie, I think is our gal, who's gonna get the information to Alexis about your pie count total. So if you have pies that you want the market center to go pick up for you and bring here on Pie Day, we need to know your numbers. Down to, if it's pumpkin, how many of those, apple, pecan, right? So make sure that you submit those orders. We are having a Thanksgiving potluck on Pie Day. It's gonna be at 11:30 before people start rolling in. And that will be on November 26th at 11:30. Do make a note, the office will be closed on these following days, the 27th, the 28th, and the 29th. Thanksgiving is later this year, it's the 28th, and so we book in those days, we'll be closed as well, okay? All right, here's your reminder. Family reunion is coming up, it's in February, it is going to be a lot of fun, you might even see some familiar faces. I know that last year, Tara taught an amazing panel, she got the opportunity with Kent, Temple and OP out of North Carolina to lead a great training. And so you're gonna see people you know on stage, leading conversations. It's also gonna be an opportunity to get referrals. I've never not known any agents who have gone with us to these things who haven't got at least one referral. Okay, when you go get a referral, the trip pays for itself. So look at it as an investment to your business. All right, there are command opportunities update. Make sure you all are aware of these. When you log into command, on that right side, you're gonna see updates. Okay, you've heard a lot about command updates recently, password changes, security things. Make sure you're in the loop. If you have questions, make sure you talk to Lexi or to somebody on the team. Okay, podcast you need to be listening to, The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. It is top notch. We've also got some other podcasts that I think are important. Oh, sorry,
Look at those QR codes.
sorry. I did move pretty quick.
Scan the QR code, click.
Yeah, all right. All right. I do think it's important that we talk about who we are as a company. We have cleaned up some awards in 2024 as as a franchise, most innovative, most profitable, top franchise for women, top franchise for culture, and just a top franchise in general. Keller Williams leads the way in a lot of categories. Okay, keep that in mind on who you're in business with. Tara, do you want to do a quick plug for Quantum Leap? This is a big deal.
Yeah, this is, have you guys seen this Quantum Leap opportunity? This is the first time? Okay, so, this is a couple reasons why this is a really big deal. This is, you guys know Quantum Leap, regular Quantum Leap? Class we teach, Gary teaches it. I was in Austin and took it with Gary last week, amazing. What they have realized is that the young adults, like in our world, are up and coming talent. We know that, right? And so Keller Williams created a course, it used to be called QL for kids. And then that didn't feel right? Because it's actually young adults. So it's called QL Next Gen. It's for young adults between the ages of 18 and 29, okay? And here's what's cool about what's going on in Cincinnati. Keller Williams Realty International is flying all of their executives for this organization into our Cincinnati office to host an on-site event for us. They want our office to be kind of a pilot for how to do this in the local communities, okay? So what this means, there's two events happening the same day. First event is here on the right. This is the QL Next Gen event. So this is for anybody you know, whether they're an agent or outside of the industry, to come in and take the class, and it is 100% free, okay? By attending the class, the young adult is eligible for 3 months of coaching and up to $10,000 in grants for education.
It's a big deal.
It's a huge deal. What are they
Wait a
gonna,
minute, eligible for 3 months of coaching and what?
up to $10,000 in educational grants. They do not have to be going into the real estate industry, okay? They're going to help them identify their personal life mission, their vision, their values, their belief, and their perspective, so that at the age of 18, 19, 20, they can actually build a life that's in alignment with what they want to become and what they want to accomplish. And you guys, it is amazing. They've got story after story after story of people who've done this, have been to this class. And They're like 22 years old and they're running, I'm gonna give you one I saw. Young adult, 22 years old, she started a business that counsels people that have suffered from domestic violence. Probably it touched her life in some way, right? So she decided to go out and pay it forward. We have 100 seats for that. That's it. So when you go into register for that side of the event, it's free. They're gonna ask you if you'd like to make a $25 donation. You can, obviously. And yet, anybody that you really love and care about and you wanna see them max out their life, I would get them to this event. It's probably one of the
ages, I can't read it.
18 to 28, I'm sorry, 18 to 29. And we were just in Austin, right? Jesse,
Yep.
Donna, FSO, you guys remember Brandy Love with the curly hair? She's flying it. Jenny Wolig is teaching it. She's the best instructor in the company. Brandy's flying in, and Joel Fisher that runs the organization. So we have 100 seats for that. So the other thing that's gonna happen is, in my conversation with Brandy, like when we go to these events and they talk about this, a lot of us adults are so grateful for the impact of Keller Williams and Quantum Leap on their life. We go, man, I'd love to teach it. Like, I'd love to teach this in my community, and yet, like, I've never seen it taught for kids. And the curriculum is a little bit different. So I just asked Brandy if we could do a presenter preview room. So we have 25 seats available for adults that are passionate about impacting kids or young adults' lives and that want to go on and teach this material. It's $99 to sit in the presenter preview room. When you go to register for that, they're going to give you a 20% off promo code to go buy your instructor packet. And the packet's about $250. So you're spending $99 to get $50 off essentially of a instructor packet. And so we'll come in, this is on a Saturday, it's from 8:30 to 5, lunch will be provided, the materials will be provided. If you're an adult going, like I'm gonna go, and all my kids are gonna go, right? My kids are going to attend, and I'm gonna learn how to present it so that we can then go out in our communities and help young adults live better lives.
Okay,
Is that confusing?
maybe not to anybody else, it wasn't.
Just a minute.
Okay.
So. We're gonna go with the kids, but we're not gonna go in with the kids.
The training room, because I asked about that. The kids don't have the experience that they need to have when their parent is in the room.
Yes.
So we have a huge training room in Cincinnati that's gonna be just the young adults. We have another room next to the training room that has a huge screen that we're gonna be watching what's happening in the room next door. And they're gonna be talking to us about how to best facilitate the event. So we're gonna get to see them give the experience, and yet we're gonna be talking about how to facilitate our own after the training. So you can drive your kiddos up, they can have their experience, and you can kind of watch how it's facilitated and learn how to go out and do this yourself.
The kiddos are the 19 to 29-year-olds.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm a kiddo at heart, and yet, you can't get into the actual free room unless you are
Visualize it, it's hard.
between 19 and 29. The biggest thing is we want to make a big impact with our young adults. So like if you're an agent, if there's an agent here that's between 18 and 29, you should just attend the free class. It will be life-changing for you. Bring a friend. They do not have to be anywhere at all interested in real estate. And if you are somebody that's passionate about Keller Williams and Quantum Leap and how the organization has impacted your life, you may want to go learn how to teach it so you can go do it again. Make sense? Any questions? What do you think, Sheridan?
No, it's a good opportunity.
It's a great opportunity.
Really good class.
Yeah. So, okay, so that, you guys, we've already started registering, and I'll be really honest, because it's open to anybody inside and outside of the industry, it's going to sell out. It's going to sell out. We should probably do like a smart plan too, maybe.
Yeah.
But this class is going to sell out. I mean, it's gonna fill up. You want me to do next time?
Yeah.
Where do I put that?
Well, go ahead.
Where's
and do that.
Holly?
The-
Am I gonna do this now, or is there another slide?
There's another slide.
Okay. You want to do it again? No, I'll wait.
Okay, all right, anyway, come on up.
Okay, so this will be quick because I know it's not. I believe I see one new face. I'm Anne Marie. I am with Trifecta Title. I am the in-house title company. So I'm gonna go ahead real quick and talk about Trifecta and the value that Trifecta brings to Keller Williams Commonwealth. Yes, we are in-house title company, but we also have options that most title companies won't provide for you, and that is a pay at table option too, where that means you will get paid at the table for your closings. The check would actually go to you in your name instead of having to drop it off or MCA to get deposited. Yeah, and also, if you use Trifecta Title, that goes into your profit share as well. So you are not just investing in yourself, you're investing in. So, all right, real quick, owner's title policy, a lot of agents have asked for this information. Just with the times being there's so much scam and fraud going on. It's important for you to have this kind of knowledge to give to your clients. So if you are interested in this, come get me and take a copy of this. It's good to put into your presentations as well. So why someone needs title insurance. I'm also going to, that's a clicker. Okay, so these are the agents year to date that have done business with us. There's some agents on here that are no longer on here because they've moved on to somewhere else. And also there are agents that are using us with different brokerages. But I want to thank Trisha Wiederman, Annetta Barnes, Allison Kawaja, Cody Burton, Steve Blair, Taylor Case, Brian Darnell, Courtney Bowling, John Bentley, thank you, Melissa Combs, thank you, Sarah Bentley, Bailey Thompson, Daniel Haggard, Scott McKenzie, thank you. Shonda Hildebrand, Tara Smith, Bo Smith, Brittany Fiore, Chris Joint, thank you, Krista. Cody Fletcher, Sherry Frazier, Lisa Jones, Becky Varney, Missy Wyrick, and Chelsea Morganson. So, move on. Thank you. Okay, so for November, Chelsea Morganson won our, I'm sorry, October. Chelsea Morganson won our October giveaway. And how this giveaway works is for every order that you send in a Trifecta Title, your name gets put into a hat, and at the end of the month, we go ahead and pull that name out and you win this. This is the new basket for November. So it's got some really great stuff. We've partnered with Real Deals and Nicholasville Kentucky to provide those baskets for us. All right, what we got? All right, so Lexington Rescue Mission. If you have come in the front door, you will see the big bins that we have with the big gold bow on it. So what we're doing is we are trying to provide items that the homeless needs. Blankets, coats, socks, just the necessities, hygiene materials. So for those of you that have a big heart, I would really appreciate it if you could bring some items in for the homeless, and that also includes children as well. So if you'd like more information on that, I have some pamphlets on Lexington Rescue Mission. It is a great company to work with as far as for those that need assistance. So I have also a list of items that they are in need for. Okay. All right, what else we got? Okay, I'm done.
Thanks, Anne Marie. Thank you for really fun.
I'm gonna put it down. How much time do we have? 5 minutes?
Yeah, until 4:30.
Okay, you guys, I did just go to Austin and take a class, I took Quantum Leap, no, I took Career Visioning with Mark Willis, which is our training on how to hire talent, really, right? Hire, retain, and train your talent. And then I took a class, Quantum Leap, with Gary Keller, which was amazing. And what I learned about Quantum Leap is Quantum Leap was Gary's journal. I don't know if y'all knew that. It's Gary's personal journal that he turned into a training opportunity. So that was he shared a lot of his failures and successes and just struggles to get where he's at. And it was pretty cool. So while I was in Career Visioning, Mark Willis, if you guys don't know, Mark is the CEO of our company. He was with us about 10 years ago. He's come back and he is a heart leader. And so I went to learn, I know the process of Career Visioning, but I went to learn his heart behind people and how to care for people and how to identify what people want out of their business and life. And got some really cool stuff out of that. And so I just share a little bit. I wanted to share with you his core principles, which are pretty cool. And yet I also I'll share a little bit about his story. So if you guys don't know Mark, you know, he's a successful guy, ran our company and grew it really well. And in about 2017, 2018, his wife started, her back was hurting, like a lot. And so they started going to see doctors and specialists and couldn't figure out what was wrong. And in 2019, they went to a doctor, they did some blood labs and found out she had cancer throughout her whole body. And she passed away within like 2 or 3 weeks of them figuring this out, okay? And what really caught my attention about Mark is the first time I heard him speak when I came back, or when he came back, he said his mission was to give $100 million to charity. Let me just say that again, $100 million to charity, okay? So that like broke my brain, because that is a life mission. That's what Quantum Leap is about. That's somebody that has a really big why. And his why, after I did some exploring, does anybody know the charity that he supports? That'd be great. You know, him and his daughter started a foundation called the Willis Family Foundation. That is the funds. They basically fund dogs that can sniff out the early detection of cancer. Right? So it's crazy. So you start to see a glimpse of like what it looks like to have a life event and then use your gifts and talents to then make an impact in that area. So that's the leader of your company, right? And everything that they're doing is trickling down to really be more formulated about the people and about you all and how to best serve you all. And I'm seeing the changes. So that's who Mark Willis is. I shared that because a lot of people don't know who he is, but he's running the company you work at. And these are his core principles, which I got my hands on and wanted to share with you. By the way, he wants to give away 100 million. I Googled him. So this is how successful people think. This is a pro tip. I'll give you a pro tip. So I heard him say he was going to give away 100 million, and that broke my brain. And I go, first thought, how could I do that? And who would I give it to? That was my first thought. Then I go research him. What is Mark Willis's net worth? 300 million. Okay. So then I go research a little bit more and I find a website and I go, it's Mark's top 20 books to read. Gary has this, right? Has everybody seen Gary's top 20 books to read? Have you all read them? Okay. So they're there. If you want to model people that make a big impact, they exist. So I found Mark's website, 20 books, 12 of the 20 real estate books. I read all of them. 8 books were about self. You want to guess what I did?
No.
I ordered the 8 books. I started reading them because if we want to model people that live big lives and give abundantly, and that's who you choose to be, wouldn't we just follow what they read and study and what they're doing in their life, right? So I'm going to read you these. I'm going to read these for you. Nora, you would like his book list? A lot? Can tell you. Okay, so Mark Willis's core principles. Number 1 is lead with your heart, not with your head. And number 2, and you guys just highlight it or make a note if there's something you see there, and we'll just share a little bit at the end. Number 2 is use your head once you know your heart. Number 3 is give first and keep giving before you ever expect to receive. That is the Go Giver book, by the way, if you've not read that. Number 4, if you want to thrive, you gotta strive. There's gonna be a spot where we gotta strive and we gotta struggle, and that's okay. Number 5, KFG. Does anybody know what that means?
Keep freaking good.
Keep freaking going.
Yeah.
He wears a bracelet, someone gave him when his wife died. And he's like, I couldn't function. Somebody said, you just keep going. So a lot of us have probably adopted that a time or two. Number 6, ask, don't tell. Number 7 is master the basics. Number 8, no one needs to lose for you to win. Number 9 is look for the good in people and focus on that. Number 10, you control 2 things in life. You control who you go into relationships with, and you control your attitude. Number 11, know thyself and to thine own self be true. And I will say this, Gary shared in Quantum Leap that has anybody read the book, The 5 Regrets of the Dying? Put that down. That's a great book to read. I got that on hold a few years ago. The number one regret of the dying is that they did not lead a life. They did not live a life true to themselves. And they regret it, right? Number 12, always have a plan B. Number 13, your circle of 5 determines all of the outcomes in your life. You guys believe that? How hard are you willing to fight to be in the room with the right 5 people? How hard are you willing to fight to be in the right room? That one's important. Number 14, lead with revenue, not expenses. Not lead with expenses and then make money. Lead with revenue, not with expenses. Number 15, be aware, oh, this is one of my favorites. Be aware of every leader's 2 tripwires. 1 is the wrong battle at the wrong time, and 2 is the wrong influences advising you. Wrong battle at the wrong time and the wrong influences advising you. Number 16, do not attach to the outcomes. Number 17, believe all the good you hear and only the evil you see with your own eyes. Man, that would change the world. Number 18, remember the weaker person always controls the relationship. I'll explain this one a little bit. If you're a runner and you have a running partner and you run, like I run a 15-minute mile. Let's say you run a 10-minute mile and your running partner runs an 8-minute mile. I'm sorry, runs a 12-minute mile. I run a 10-minute mile. My partner runs a 12-minute mile. Am I gonna have to slow down if I wanna stay with them? Yeah, you have to slow down. That's the weaker person controlling the relationship. If you're in a marriage and you want to go invest your money and build wealth and they are afraid to spend any money, who's controlling that relationship? I think the weaker person is the one that doesn't invest in wealth. That's in my mind, that could be limiting, but. So whatever your relationships are, the weaker person is going to determine the speed and the impact that's made, no matter how you look at it. Next one is 19, numbers are the language of business and relationships are the currency of business. Number 20, always remember there are 2 main reasons why people leave a company. 1 is they don't feel appreciated, and 2 is they don't get along with their boss. And oh, by the way, those 2 things are tied together. Number 21, your job as a leader is to facilitate open feedback without defensiveness. This occurs through active listening and attention. Number 22, create a recognition-based culture. Find a way to highlight people that are making a positive impact and avoid pointing out mistakes. Number 23, people will live up to how you treat them and they will do more for recognition than they will for money. Is that true? That's true. 24, trust occurs in positive intention. And 25 is leadership starts with self-awareness. So what did you guys hear there? Were those good? Or am I just crazy?
Those are very.
Okay, what stood out to you guys in that list? What were some things you were like, ooh, that was really good?
Use your head once you know your heart.
I agree with that.
Yeah, use your head once you know your heart. How do we get to know our heart?
You gotta be centered. You gotta know your life mission.
Yeah, you've got to do the work. And usually, well, in this society, we find lots of distractions because we don't want to spend time with ourselves. And actually getting to know your heart is when you take time to reflect, meditate, or whatever that looks like for you. Okay, what else? What else did y'all get? Yes.
I like number 17, believe all the good you hear and only evil you see with your own eyes. I always go the idea of positive intent.
Yeah.
You know, somebody does something silly or stupid, and I always have told my kids, hey, that was maybe just a bad thing they did, whatever, just assume it's positive intent, they had a bad day, and keep on moving.
Yeah, I mean, we hear it all the time here. It's like you hear stories about people. Oh my gosh, well, this is what I heard about them. Okay, but did you have the conversation and did you see that thing? Let's not judge until we know, like, we shouldn't judge anyway, but like, let's not make assumptions, right? Until we've had an experience ourselves. That's a real, that one would be huge. But if you've not read the book, The Four Agreements, that one is, I think that made me think of the Four Agreements. What else? Anything else?
Oh, it's like a plan B coming from somebody with that sort of background, who didn't have much time with his wife. That's important, because you just never know what life's gonna bring you.
Yeah, and some things we can't control, like he didn't say focus on what we can control, but like, he said it, like. Sometimes we can't control plan A, that doesn't go right, right? We just have to make it plan B. Did you have one?
Actually, yes. My one was 20. I always remember the main reasons why people leave the company. They don't feel appreciated and they don't get along with their boss, and these two things are tied together. I want to stuck with me. Also
Yeah.
hate the term boss. So.
Me too, and that's so true, right, like. How people feel, like if they feel valued, right?
I like do not attach to outcomes.
Yeah,
Yes, I think we are so focused on maybe our failures and mistakes that we just hold on to that and make it who we are instead of learning from it
yeah,
and moving forward.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and giving grace. I mean, we give grace to other people, we've got to give grace to ourselves.
that's so true,
Amen.
so true, yeah, yes.
She stole it. Anyway, I just, along those lines, did not attach yourself to outcomes. Like I saw a movie over the weekend, Apollo 13, I'll be quick. Anyway, it wasn't in the plan, it didn't complete. But the success was they made their way back, these astronauts in
Yeah.
Apollo 13 did, I thought that was a real success. Anyway, immediately when they hit the ground, press says to them, well, why do you think it was a failure? Jim Lovell says, wait a minute, it wasn't a failure. For one moment there, we had everybody pulling for us, the whole world was on the same page with us.
Yeah,
And through that connection, and through that prayer and through that, that attachment globally, they made it back. A lot of lessons learned, but anyway, my whole point is Jim Lovell immediately would not attach himself to the outcome. He found a better, higher road.
yeah, and I mean, that goes to plan B, like, they thought success was gonna look like one thing. And actually success looked different and they still won, right?
Well, I don't know, I think it's Thomas Edison that said, someone asked him about his failures. That he never looked at them as failures, he just looked at them as another way of not doing something.
Yeah.
The way that I'm not saying it right, but just another way of what not to do or to do something different.
Yeah, it's all part of the journey, right? And so here would be my encouragement. I know we have a guest speaker. There were quite a few people that came back from this and they took time, I saw it on social media, to write their 25 core principle list. This doesn't have to be your list. But maybe you take the time to reflect and you go, what am I gonna be about? What are my 25 core principles that are gonna define my life? And this can be your starting point. Thank you for letting me share that. So-
Cool, thanks, Carl, thanks.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.
Well done.
Awesome, all right, so today we have a guest speaker, I feel like what we just talked about with Tara kind of goes into what Kim kind of walks in, leading with your heart, knowing who you are, so Kim Nishizaki, she is from Boca Raton, Florida, she is a KW agent down there, and she is creating an initiative called HUGS, stands for Hope, Understanding, Grace, and Service. There's a short video to play before she gets started, but she's gonna share a lot about her heart, the story behind it, and practical ways that we can carry out that mission here, which I feel is very fitting for November, the season of gratitude and serving, all that type of stuff, so, yeah, let's watch this video. August 28, 2021, I sat for this show with quick family response and emergency care, named I I was blessed to escape any long-term disabilities. I had attended my granddaughter's birthday party. I was feeling fine. I came home and my daughter noticed I was slurring my words. Everybody started asking me if I was okay. And then I heard my voice and I realized I was not okay. Went to the emergency room and was admitted into the hospital. They just did a lot of tests to diagnose that I did in fact have a stroke. The intervention was just so timely. And I just think that God was in it, and then people should know how timely it has to be. The stroke was a mindset changer. Experiencing a life-threatening event really makes you reassess things, especially your priorities, your values, and to keep our business going during procedures and doctor's appointments. I always just keep moving forward in the face of troubles, difficult times, with lots of prayer, optimism, resilience, and determination. When you get a second chance, you have to look at your life and see if you're living in a way where you're making a difference in others' lives. I was really praying for how God would use me in an impactful way in people's lives. I wanted to do something that really mattered. I continue to pray for God to use me effectively. I really feel like I've heard the answer to his prayer. I have the feeling that people's morale was dropping and their troubles are rising. Our team leader was sharing some of the difficulties agents were going through. In particular, Murat had gone off of the ladder. He was an agent, a husband, a father, 2 young children, which blew me away because I have 2 granddaughters the same age. And he was paralyzed. After the meeting, I walked up to our team leader and said, John, we need a care team. Our agents and I are going to lead. That's why I'm sort of the one. It stands for hope, understanding, grace, and service. It's kindness, it's support, it's prayer, new babies and marriages. It's flowers with blooming black smiles. It's for the hurting and for the happy. It's phone calls, it's cards, it's really simple. It's just doing caring things and serving others. Market centers just jumped right on board and they have totally 100% behind us. I think that it has become an extension of our culture team. The agents feel like they're seen and they're loved, and it's become more of a family. I personally am grateful to God, perhaps, and that I get to do this. I never had any idea that experiencing this life-threatening event could turn out so impactful and be such a blessing, not only to me, but to others. We are huggers and we spoke each other. I hope you and your market center will become huggers. So she was actually featured at the Aging Camp this year at the Culture Summit. And Brittany Fiore, just to shout out to her, because she's the one who saw it, and she's our culture chair. She saw it and was like, I immediately want to talk to her and get her here. So shout out to Brittany for doing that. So Kim, take it away.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I just can't say enough. I love Mark Willis's principles. They were amazing. You're right, they do really resonate with what I'm talking about today. Thanks for listening to my story. Never dreamed that it would expand into what it has expanded into. Mo Anderson has noticed, and she is very interested in expanding hugs throughout the entire country, which is quite humbling and quite exciting at the same time. And you are the first market centers because show interest in expanding. So thanks for listening to the story. So I want to tell you a little bit about what hugs is.
Hey, we're having trouble kind of hearing you. You're coming in and out. Can you hear us?
I can hear you guys.
Okay. Is your mic through your computer or through like another, like a plug-in?
No, it's like,
Have her keep talking.
Yeah, just keep talking. We're gonna do some testing. See.
okay.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay, because I hear an echo. I was wondering. So
I
I think it's just the speak.
are we good? Is that better? Okay. So what is hugs? Basically, you heard the story, but what we started to do with Murat, the young man who is paralyzed, we immediately initiated a fundraiser for him because his family needed a lot of help in the beginning and actually still do today. So we did two things. First of all, we did a fundraiser at a picnic that we had and raised $6,000 to help them initially. And then after that, now that he's back from some rehab in Atlanta, he's back in our area. We have Meal Mondays for his family. We take meals to him and his family every Monday. Recently, he has started applying for KW Cares because his family is still not back on their feet. He will never walk again. But he's one of our own. And so we wanted to make sure that we were caring for him properly. And what we realized is that there are a lot of people that needed encouragement in our office. So we put together a team. We have a person who's in charge of sending cards. We have a head hugger every month, and this person is just responsible for making sure the hugs get out. So if you're just even, maybe you lost your a loved one in your family, we make sure that some flowers are delivered. We actually have a nonprofit flower organization that comes in and they bring all the flowers from a florist that donates the flowers, and everybody brings a vase or two, and we make flower arrangements. We show you how, and then you take those flowers and you deliver them to somebody in need, whether it be somebody in the market center or somebody in your community, so that you start having the people start developing the mindset that they're being cared for. There are many things that we do, but we don't want it to be overwhelming. So we have an email where people can click on the email and it goes into a Google sheet and you can request a hug for a person. And then the head hugger goes in there and makes sure the hug is delivered. And so people feel like they're seen, they're cared for. This doesn't always happen in your workplace. You often see this type of thing happening in a church or in some other nonprofit organizations, but you don't always see it happening in your workplace. And so we've created a situation where we're developing camaraderie. And people are excited to come to the office and be with each other. And one of the other things that Hugs does is we have a mindset of helping one another, especially new agents who are struggling through getting started and they don't know how to fill out the forms and they don't understand the new NAR stuff. We're there, the agents are there for one another to try to offer help and support and encouragement. In that way. So those are some of the things that we do. I mean, I couldn't possibly tell you all of it in this short bit of time, but the main thing is that we just have passion and love and kindness, and not everybody is born with that gift. And so our goal is to spread so what does it have for you? Well, the excitement that you feel when you know that you have given to another person and it has affected their life is just hard to even put into words. It lifts your spirit. When you are giving to others rather than always focusing on yourself, it just really changes your mindset. One of the other things that we started was the head hugger. We develop a social media post for them, and they get to write an inspirational statement. For instance, I think I sent one to Haley. And by the way, I want to thank Haley and Brittany for both for giving me this opportunity to come, because I'm really excited about this, and I'm really excited for you to test it in your office and see how it really resonates with your market center and the people that you work with. But this social media post gives you the opportunity to post on your social media that you are a hugger and give an inspirational statement. Let's say it's this month, we just had our head hugger send us their inspirational statement, and it's about gratitude. And hopefully that will resonate with the people that are in their community and give them the opportunity to become a trusted real estate agent with hugs. People want to know they can trust their real estate agent. I think you would agree with that. So with that, it gives you the opportunity for people to develop a mindset about you. Yes, I would like to work with this agent because I think I can trust them. And so when I started Hugs, I didn't start it with that in my mind, but this is what's happened. Many of the calls that I get from clients that I work with in the most recent time are a one woman. The story that I can tell you is that her son said, "Mom, I'm going to find you a real estate agent. She's going to move to Texas and live near her son, and I'll find you someone to sell your house in Boca Raton." And she said, "No, I have somebody that I want to work with." And he said, "Well, who's that, Mom?" "It's this lady that I met a long time ago, and I follow her on social media, and I really think I would trust her." And so that wasn't my intention when we started Hugs, but I'm just sharing with you that becoming a trusted real estate agent with Hugs can be impactful not only in your life and in your mindset, but can also be impactful in your business. And it also creates camaraderie in your office, so where you enjoy going to work. And who doesn't want to enjoy going to work, right? Okay, let's see, what else did I have on my list that I wanted to tell you? Something that we've developed all the systems. We have all the forms, and I'm working right now with Scott Leroy Marketing, and they are going to put all of our pieces into a file. And our logo, our marketing pieces will be in a file. And if your market center decides to onboard this and use it as a pilot, you'll have access to all of those pieces. So why, you don't want to create something. We've already done the work for you, and we want to share it with you. And we want you to take advantage of the work that we've done for the last year and a half. I've had some wonderful, 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 wonderful leadership here. They are totally 100% behind me, myself and the team. And so as we sit in our meeting, which is actually going on right now as I'm sitting here with you, and I was in there, and if we mention something that we want a Facebook page and we do have a Facebook page. So I want to tell you about those things. They implement it immediately. And so they're really behind us and our ventures. And also they're behind us in everything that we do. We try to be very mindful of the budget. They do support us financially. But on the other hand, we, the team, we're very mindful of the budget. So everything that we do is very cost effective, because what we found is it's not about the gift or how much the gift costs or what it is. It's about the thought. And so it's a text, it's a card, it's an email, it's a bouquet of flowers that we made that didn't cost anything, or it's sometimes it's movie tickets to someone who gets married. We send them to the movies for a date night. We collect diapers when someone has a baby, and people are so excited when we do that, and we always make sure that we honor people when they lose somebody in their life. And that is super mindful. I can tell you a story about a lady who lost her husband, and it was a very difficult time. We delivered an orchid to her, and I'd never met her before, delivering the orchid to her. And the next time I was in a team meeting, she came up to me and she showed me a picture of the orchid next to the stone of her husband. And she shared with me how impactful that was in her life. And that was just a very simple thing. And so it's the simple things that mean so much that we have to be mindful of, and we have to be deliberate about doing it. So there is an action that goes along with it. So I'm excited to share with you that we have some places where you can look at us and get more information. So there is a YouTube channel. Actually, there's two. There's one that is Hugs at Hugs group, and that's the one YouTube channel. I'd love for you to follow us. That just got started, so you won't find a lot there. There's also at Kim Nishizaki 6240. That has a little bit more stuff on it. We have a Facebook group. It's Hugs. I think it's Hugs group. But I'll be happy to share that with Haley, and she can share it with you. Brittany is actually following us now on that Facebook group, so you can also get the link, and it's a private Facebook group. So you know, once you go on there and you ask to join, I will happily let you join. I'd love for you to be a part of that. We also, if you go to life at KW Boca, BOCA.com/hugs, HUGS. There's everything Hugs is there. You'll see all of the stuff that we do right there. We try to add it in. The only thing that's not there are the templates that we're creating, but those would be made available to you. Let's see, what else would I share with you? Anyway, our first motive to the end is there is the spirit that's behind it, the heart of giving. And we just want to spread this. We want this to be a movement all over the United States. We want to change the mindset of people to a more caring and supportive. There's a lot of depression. There seems to be a lot of people that are struggling. I was talking to a neurologist that said that your brain can only take so much information. And what has happened with the computer and with our cell phones is that we are taking in so much information these days that really and truly our brains are not designed to function that way. And so we really want to, and it has a tendency to create depression in people. So it was interesting that she shared that with me. And so, and I see a neurologist as a result of the stroke that I had. And that really opened my eyes when I had that stroke, because I realized the amount of stress that I put on myself. And so I just wanted to do something that was meaningful and something that would influence people and help them through the difficult times in their lives. And I knew that, look, I'm going to be honest, it wasn't me. It was this group of people behind me and somebody discovering it and saying, you know what, this is needed in this world. And so I'm really excited that Brittany saw this and that she wants to share it with you, and that you guys too can be huggers and you can create this atmosphere. You have some solid people already. I have a feeling that you have people that are already huggers, but you just haven't you haven't organized yourself yet. And so what we've done is we've already organized it for you, and you can just implement it. So thank you for your time, and I'd love to take your questions if you have any.
Sorry, we came off mute. Anybody have any questions for Kim? Kim, I think you nailed it. You had a great presentation. Hugs is awesome. We think a lot of the work you're doing and the groundwork you've laid, and we're really, like you said, we're really excited to start implementing what that looks like. You know, to just drive the culture and to take care of our people. So you were brilliant with your time. You nailed the presentation and doesn't sound like we have any questions, but thank you so much for being on today with us, Kim.
You're welcome, and thank you again for this honor. I hope that if you need help getting your hugs program in place, you'll let me help you. Be my pilot.
Thanks, Kim. You have a great rest of your day. We can.
We'll be in touch. Thank you.
Thank you.